Hey guys, do you think you can guess my favorite album? That's right, it's 1989 by Taylor Swift. Obviously, Disintegration is my favorite album ever. If you watched the video where I go through my vinyl, then I talked a lot about Disintegration, and I'm going to talk a lot about it now, today, because I'm just going to make a whole video on it. I said I was going to do that in that video. That's what I'm going to do now, because I just need to talk about. I just need to talk about Disintegration. It's seriously. Oh, also, yeah, new angle. It's the same room, but just a new angle because I couldn't get good lighting the other way. So, hi guys. Yeah. So, Disintegration, released in 1989 by The Cure. It's their 10th album, ninth album. I honestly don't know. That's not important. It doesn't matter which album it is, but it's like it's a very good album, and it's definitely my favorite. Basically, so the lore on Disintegration is right. Robert Smith was like lead singer from The Cure. Robert Smith was like, "Oh, we're gonna break up. This is the end of The Cure," but he wants to make one good album, and he was also turning 30, right? And he was like, "Oh no, every good singer, have their masterpiece released by the time 30, and I've not released any masterpieces." And he was like wrong because everything they'd done before is like amazing and really good. But he was like, "No, I haven't got a masterpiece." So he like rushed and got his masterpiece released before he was 30. Um, Actually, he missed it because it was released after his birthday, but he wrote it before he turned 30. And so, yeah, that was his whole thing. He wanted to write his masterpiece before he turned 30, and he definitely did do that, I think. Of all their discography and all their work and all the songs he's written, Disintegration really stands out because it's just incredible. And they've got some really good other songs as well on other albums, but Disintegration really just takes the cake. The lyrics kind of talk a lot about like mortality and dying and like aging, which is obviously his main fear writing the album, so you can really see that influence. And it's just a masterpiece. If you okay, right, if you if you haven't listened to Disintegration, pause this video and go listen to Disintegration in full from plain song to Untitled, and then come back and watch this video because it'll be a lot easier for you to know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the main like theme of Disintegration is just death and aging and getting old and kind of being past your prime. You see that kind of influence a lot on Plain Song. Well, really on all of it, but definitely Plain Song, Close Down, Last Dance, and mm, people are mixed, but I would say Love Song as well, which I'll get to later. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna go through each song and basically talk about them because it's just incredible. It's fun, and I love talking about music, and I love talking about The Cure, and I love Disintegration. So here we go. So starting off on Plain Song, it's the best album opener on any album ever, and I mean that completely. It's just like the like opening like wind chimes, and then it all comes in all at once. It's just really cool, and I love it so much, so much. And then the lyrics on that one talk about dying, getting old. So yeah, it's a really light-hearted album, guys. It's really nice, really fun. Um, so yeah, it's a long song. Oh yeah, all the songs on Disintegration are all really long as well. So that's kind of a big theme of it. I think the shortest song is only like 3.5 minutes. The longest song is like 10 minutes long. But we'll get to that. So yeah, let's play a song. Pictures of You is next. Pictures of You is that's written about the recording studio that we're recording Disintegration in, and also where we're living in it. It's like a hotel kind of situation. Um, it burnt down, and he had to run in and grab all the pictures he had of his wife, and it was basically about like looking at the pictures, but like being sad about them. But yeah, I don't really know. It's not Pictures of You is like one of the most popular songs, but I don't like it that I don't dislike it. Like it's not fair to say I don't like it, but like it's not something I listen to a lot. It's not one of my favorites. And like you can shoot me, you can hang me, I don't care. It's not one of my favorites. After you've got Pictures of You, you've got Close Down. Close Down is probably definitely forgotten, right? But I really like it. It's got that really nice. It's kind of like Plain Song Part 2 almost. It's got that really cool synth motif. And yeah, the lyrics on that are very kind of I'm running out of time kind of thing, like aging, getting older, dying, like, yeah, all that stuff. After Plain Song, not What am I talking about? After Close Down, you've got Love Song, which is probably the most popular off of Disintegration off the whole album. And it's the kind of it's the kind of song that like men post in their stories to be like, guys, yeah, I listen to The Cure. Yeah, I love The Cure. Yeah, I love The Cure. It's like it's that kind of song, sadly, because it's such a good song. It's a very simple song, and I do think it's about kind of like leaving someone you love because it's like however far away I will always love you, whatever words I say, blah blah blah, however long I stay, like mm, something's gonna happen. But at surface level, it's a very kind of lovely little sweet love song, as the name would suggest. After Love Song, you've got Last Dance. Last Dance is my least favorite from this album, and I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I think a lot of people probably agree with me on that. I'm guessing. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. It's very easily forgotten. I mean, I still love it, and it's very kind of again getting old and like looking back on your like past relationships, past life, and it's like there's the same motif of through the whole song. It's when the woman was only a girl, and it's like it's a nice song. It's very good. It's a very good. Got a really cool like motif for it. But I should do. Do you know what I should do? I should do like an acapella. I should do an acapella version of Disintegration where I sing the whole album acapella just myself. I'm sure that would like everyone would love to see that. Moving on, we have Lullaby. Now, Lullaby, I said this in the first video, is my favorite. Is it's my favorite Cure song. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite. No, I would. It's my favorite song. Yeah, I love it. It's really good. It's and that song. There's a few like interpretations you can have of it, but I kind of just take it at surface level about being eaten by a giant spider. Like that's that's honestly it's honestly how I do it. But like, there's a few interpretations of like substance abuse, sexual abuse, which is pretty dark and serious and heavy. Um, Robert Smith obviously hasn't. I don't think he's come out and actually confirmed what it is about, but there's a lot of interpretations. And I definitely see them. I can definitely see how you could like read into it like that. I personally don't see it like that, but you know, everyone can see it their own way. But the music video is probably the best Cure music video, best music video I can think of. It's really cool. I actually dressed as it for Halloween, and it was really fun. White face, big hair, just kind of like my usual look anyway, but like whatever. Um, After Lullaby, you have Fascination Street. I'm doing this from memory. I'm trying to challenge myself and do it from memory. Fascination Street is it's been referred to as the freaky song on the album, and it is definitely pretty freaky. Like you know, like freaky, like in the cursive font, not freaky, freaky. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Um, like yeah, pretty sexual, I'd say. I hope YouTube doesn't take this down. I don't know how it works. What if they like flash up? You take it down. I'm gonna get demonetized, guys. Joking, as if I'd get monetized in the first place. Anyway, anyway, yeah, Fascination Street. It's very and it's got a really cool like sound of like I'm gonna do the that's what it sounds like. That's what that's what it sounds like. That's what noise it makes. Yeah, not much with that one. After Fascination Street, it is Prayers for Rain. And okay, so Prayers for Rain and Same Deep Water as You, they kind of like go hand in hand. The only way to land, always the right side up. That's not the right. That was tried to be a Cure reference, but I think I got the lyrics wrong. Anyway, they go go hand in hand. So Prayers for Rain is like he's like wishing for rain. It's called Prayers for Rain, but he's like wishing for this to happen, wishing for a relationship. Like it's kind of like a song of desire. He's yearning for it, and then Same Deep Water as You is he gets it, and he realizes he doesn't want to be in this relationship, or he doesn't want to be this way. He doesn't like it. Same Deep Water as You is actually the longest song on Disintegration, and I believe it's their second longest song overall, apart from they have another song that goes like 25 minutes, but we don't count that. It's from a movie soundtrack. It's their second longest song overall. It's like 10 minutes long, and it's amazing. It's really kind of slow. It's a really slow song, and it's got this really cool string motif. It's like boom, boom, boom. But yeah, it's really cool, and it's really fun to listen. I like to listen to it like walking through a park in the rain. It's really fun. Really, I recommend. 10 out of 10. I really recommend. So that's those two. After that, we've got the final three songs of the album, and I actually think this like closing section of those three songs is the strongest part of the album because it just they all work together so well. So we've got Disintegration, the title track. I could make a whole separate video on just that song. Um, it's just I think I said this in the first video as well. It's the perfect song. It's the melody, the lyrics, the structure. It is just intense and amazing. It's like the live version especially is just start to finish just completely intense. It's like it's 8 minutes, but it feels like it's like over before it's even begun. It's like it feels so quickly because it's just so intense the whole time. Like it doesn't stop. Um, and it's got a really good little motif that you know what? I think I will I think I will do the acapella disintegration one. Maybe if I get really drunk, I'll do I'll do it. But yeah, it's definitely really good motif. And then the lyrics again are about it's looking back and it's regretting. It's like wishing like why did I leave? I should have stayed. But it's also like kind of like a doomed relationship, like a Romeo and Juliet kind of. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of song. It's like they knew this relationship was never going to work, so why are you shocked when it ends, kind of thing. Yeah, that's my second favorite song on Disintegration, and then you've got Homesick, which is my third favorite song. Homesick is definitely about addiction and drugs. I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't know, maybe it's not, but that's definitely how I see it. And it's got this really nice. Whereas it's like it really contrasts with Disintegration. So Disintegration, I'm talking about the song. The song Disintegration, it's just like intense start to finish. Whereas Homesick, it really kind of starts off really slow, then it spikes, it gets really fast, and then it comes back down again. And it's a really cool structure, and it's got a really nice piano motif, which I'm not going to sing. Don't worry. And it's really like it's mostly instrumental. That's the whole thing. A lot of the songs on Disintegration are mostly instrumental. There's very few words, very few lyrics. It's just long, kind of same motif in instrumentals. And I really like that because it's really fun to listen to. But yeah, that's definitely the case with Homesick. It's mostly just instrumental. And then finally, you've got Untitled. And if Plain Song is the perfect song to open an album with, Untitled is the perfect song to close it with because it's just like perfect. It's a really nice, another really nice motif, which I am. That's that's like at the end, it just loops, and it's just like it's such a sense of like finality to it. Um, and it's definitely the lyrics for me are a bit vague. I can't really tell what it's talking about, but it definitely seems like he's regretting something. So maybe it's the end of a relationship, which actually I'll get to in a minute. But he's definitely regretting something. He's definitely kind of thinking I shouldn't have done this. It's about guilt, like kind of talks about a monster inside of him eating away. So that's definitely the impression I get. So yeah, that's like my track by track of Disintegration. A bit more lore though, which I find really interesting, is that Robert Smith, he married his high school girlfriend, and they've been together like 40 years. Well, they were married. They met when they were like at school, but then they've been together the whole time. Um, as far as we can tell, they've never cheated on each other, so it's really a nice relationship. But then it makes you wonder, like when he writes these songs about like breaking up and like having your heart broken, like what are you talking about? Like you are married, you are married to a wife who you love. I don't know what he means, but I guess the only person who knows what these songs are about are Robert Smith, and we can sit here and be like, I think it's about this, I think it's about that, but like at the end of the day, it's only him. And if I could have Robert Smith in my room right now, I'd be like, tell me everything. I'd have a gossip with him, and then I'd like, I don't know, I don't know what I'd do if I had Robert Smith. If Robert Smith was right there, I'd be like, hi. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, I mean, that's Disintegration. If you haven't listened to it, if you broke my rule at the start, then listen to it now. That's my new rule. That's my homework. I'm giving you homework. Listen to Disintegration. My hair. Oh. I cut my bangs lately, and it was really. That's not important. No one cares about that. To be fair, probably no one cares about disintegration. I mean, if you're still watching at this point, then you clearly do care. So thank you. But yeah, that's probably all I've got to say about it. It's not. It's not all I have to say about it. But I'm not gonna like. It'll be like I either cut it short now, or I go for another hour, and I'm not gonna do that. Um. So yeah, it's a very very good album. I first listened to it. The first time I listened to it in full would have been on the train to London because it's like a 6 hour, or not six, like 3 hour journey, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to Disintegration. So I did, and I was like, I was sat on the train like, but I was already pretty familiar with it before because I started listening. It was this, so Disintegration was the album that really got me into The Cure. So it really kind of introduced me, and that was probably like this time last year. It was when I first heard Lullaby, and I was like, oh, what is this? What is this? And then I listened to like a few odd songs. I listened to Homesick as well, but it was only really Disintegration and Homesick that I listened to. And then it was like finally in April when I was like, maybe I should listen to the whole song, whole album even. So I did, and I don't regret it. And I'm very glad I did. And then I've got this lovely Robert Smith pop vinyl. Look at it. It's so cool. I love it. I got it for Christmas or my birthday. I don't remember. It would have been my birthday. So, yeah. Okay, I'll get that later. So yeah, as Robert Smith said, I never said I would stay to the end. I'll leave you with Babies and Hoping for Frequency. I won't leave you with Babies, but I'm going to leave you with these words of Eric or Kyle from South Park. I don't watch South Park, but I know there's a clip where Robert Smith is in South Park and he says, wow, Robert Smith is the greatest person who ever lived. Our hero. Disintegration is the best album ever. And I agree with that. So yeah, Disintegration is the best album ever. Goodbye.